talk about my sleep paralysis episode, my first and only sleep paralysis episode. I've been really scared to talk about it. I have not told anybody. This happened, I could say, about 2 years ago. I have not talked about it, said anything to anybody, because it's scary. I mean, it's different. I think it's different between everybody who has experienced it, but I've only experienced it once. And for happening to me for the first time, it's terrifying. So 2 years ago, I was with my boyfriend and he was staying with his grandparents. He was staying at his grandparents' place and he had his room, so I like sleep over a lot. And one night I had woken, well, I guess I could say I woke up. But the thing is, it felt different because I was able to view the room at a different perspective. So I was able to see the room, but I was sleeping. It was weird. And I feel like a hand, like I just feel like a hand fall on my ankle. Like it's very light. Like it's not a grab. It's like they place their hand on my ankle, and it's very light. Like it's like they're just letting me know they're here. Like, hey, I'm here. But progressively, the hand gets heavier and heavier and heavier, and I'm like shaking my body because it feels uncomfortable, and I want whoever hand it was on my ankle to get it off, and I'm like shaking. I'm just like, ooh, but it's not budging. And I don't know if I'm moving or not. I'm like, dude. Anyways, but the hand eventually goes away. Then it happens again. But the hand, they place their hand on my lower thigh. And it starts off like soft at first, like it's soft pressure. It's letting me know they're here. And it gets heavier and heavier and heavier. And I'm like, that's uncomfortable. Like, please, like, get off me. And it's not moving. And actually, at this point, I actually am able to see the thing. It was a female. I think it was just a torso. She had no lower body. It was just her upper body, and her arms were really, really long. They were super long. And that's how she like walked. But her hair was also very long too. Like she kept her head down and her hair was long. It was like touching the floor. It was really freaky. And I was like, dude, I shook myself so hard. I'm like, I gotta get out of this whatever trance, like whatever state of mind I was in. Like I have to snap out of it. I mean, I obviously knew I was sleeping, but I didn't know what I was experiencing. Cause I have very vivid dreams. Like I can like consciously dream. Every time I go to sleep, I dream, and like I'm aware that I'm dreaming, and I'm aware of what's going on. I'm aware of the decisions and choices that I make. You know, I'm just hyper aware in my dreams. So whatever state I was in this, I was like trying to get out of it, and it was the first time that I wasn't really able to like move or snap out of it. Like I couldn't. And at the time I was like, I'm gonna sleep at my parents' place, sleep back in my own room for a few nights. I couldn't go back. I was scared. My boyfriend's like, come over, why don't you come over? And I'm like, I didn't tell him. I was just scared. I just told him I wanted to be in my room, that's all. Funny thing is, last summer, I had bought a body mirror and I placed it in when I was buying furniture and stuff for our apartment. I bought a body mirror to put next to the front door so we can, you know, check our outfits before we leave or take selfies, you know. And also at the time, during this time, I was like into crystals and I bought some crystals. I was really into like the amethyst crystals, my favorite one. And I heard that you can use it to enhance your vivid dreams. My dreams were already vivid enough, but I was like, hey, I want to turn this up to the max. I'm going to turn the volume up as high as it can go. So I started using amethyst crystals. I was sleeping with them and meditating with it before I went to bed. And I had a interesting dream one night. I was in bed, and in my dream I'd woken up in the middle of the night. It was like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning in my dream. I don't know. It was in the middle of the night. I would say it was between 2 and 4 in the morning. And my boyfriend had walked into the room and he laid down. Like he had just came in. Like he just walked in the room. Because he tended, at this time, he was like staying up really late. And he was always going to bed at night in the middle of the night. So in my dream, I'd woken up in the middle of the night and he was coming to bed. So it felt real. Like I was aware, you know. And he says, he gets in the bed, he gets comfortable, and he asks me, "Can you make me a shot of whiskey?" And I'm like thrown off because one, I know he doesn't drink whiskey. I knew my boyfriend. He wasn't like drinking whiskey like that, let alone at like in the middle of the night. Like, what do you need a shot of whiskey for? It's like in the middle of the night. Like, that was really weird. And that set an alarm, like that triggered me. So I was like, that's not okay. So I don't question it. I get up and I go make my way to the kitchen, make a shot of whiskey. On my way to the kitchen, I see that there is a woman sitting crisscross back against the mirror, that the body mirror that I placed next to the front door. She's sitting crisscrossed in front of it. And her back against it, so she's facing me. Her legs were really long, like incredibly long. And even though it was dark in the apartment, we do have like night lights around so we can kind of see. I mean, it's not completely pitch black in here at nighttime, but you know, we can still see. And I can still see she was pale, like she was like gray pale, like no blood flow pale. And her head was down, right? And her hair was covering her face. And I could feel the dread radiating off of this woman, like dread and just uneasiness, not a good feeling, a lot of negative things. And I ignore it. I just go in the kitchen and I make his shot of whiskey. I go in the kitchen and I pull out his shot glass and his bottle of whiskey. And as I'm in the kitchen, I don't turn on any lights. I'm doing everything in the dark. Yeah, so as I am making his shot of whiskey, I hear her shuffling. I don't know what she's doing, but she's moving. And that's kind of when my heart jumps and I like nearly bust out in tears. I take a shot of whiskey and I throw it at this woman. I throw it at her and I ran to the bedroom, back to the bedroom. Like I was just scared. I was in fear now. Like my heart started pounding, and that's when I woke up. Like I woke myself up from this dream. And I didn't want to do it, but I looked at the clock. I don't remember what time it was, but it was between the hours of 2 and 4 in the morning. And I just prayed. I prayed. Anytime like I wake up like that, I guess, from I don't know. I should have. I don't know. I should have took that mirror down, but I didn't. I didn't do that. I just prayed and went back to sleep, and I just tried to shake off the feeling. And I just asked for God to comfort me. I was like, I need comfort, but also just pray as well for a soul that needs it, because sometimes people need prayer and they're reaching out for other people to pray for them. So I'm praying for myself if someone's trying to attack me, or I pray for other people who needs prayer as well. For a soul that's asking for a prayer, just pray for them as well. Just stay in prayer, honestly. I don't know, it was really dark. It was a really dark dream, and I didn't get a good feeling from it. I got a lot of dread and fear, just uneasiness. Yeah. So, just stay in prayer. Pray before you go to bed, or when you wake up in the middle of the night, and when you wake up in the morning. Just always stay in prayer.